So let me close this then. Let me go backwards. And
Wait a second here.
okay.
I'm trying to find you. It won't let me bring you up. You're like, there it goes. All right, we're set.
Okay, great. Boy, today's a little challenging with our technology, isn't it?
It is.
I don't know what's happening. So and Kelly, I was trying to think, was it before Christmas? Was that the last time we actually were connected? Is that how long it's been?
Yep.
Wow. In the last 4, 5, 6 months, that's the longest stretch I think we've gone. So, but I guess that's a good sign.
It is. We're getting there.
The eaglet has left the nest.
Yes, 100%. We did a lot of stuff on the back end,
Yes.
working that way. So
Well, I'm glad it's come along as far as it has. So what I was mentioning to you before, you were asking about creating testimonials, and I had said one way to do it was doing a text box, which is a text editor box, which is just what I did here. And let me, as soon as this page loads, are you seeing my screen okay?
yep.
Okay. So again, because the internet being a little bit slow, it's taking a bit longer to load the back end of this page, and I can see I have way too many tabs open, but let's see here.
It's all good. So these are the text box then. You already did that.
This would be a text box, and I already did that. What I was mentioning to you is you want to put each one, if you depending on what you want to do. I mean, for some purposes, this works for many people because it's simple, it's responsive, and it works great. It's only on that page. You can leave it that way. If you wanted to create stuff as individual posts to make it rotating, because the effect you were looking for before was you can get that 3D effect. And so let's just go here. Well, you can, let me go here to Builder. I'm going to open up the Builder. There's ways to do the 3D effect, but it would take you longer because the 3D effect works with images. And so what you'd have to do is you'd have to type each one of these as, with the text. Then you'd convert it into an image. You'd save the image on your desktop. Then you'd end up putting it into the widget. I mean, it doesn't necessarily serve your purpose as well as it really could. So, so with that said, if this page finishes loading, but what I would suggest we do is that we create posts, and then you can customize how the post appears. So as an example, let me just click here for search, and then 3D slider. So you could, as an example, and I'm just going to drag and drop this over here into a new row, and we'll delete this here in the next few minutes. And then as this comes up, you then can add in your gallery of, if you wanted to create the 3D effect that you were talking about as an image, then you drop them in as an add gallery. And then if you want to show captions, you go through. So somewhere on your site, you may decide you want to do 3D images. That's better than the text things you were talking about with the testimonials. So do you have any questions on that, or concerns or thoughts? Or
eventually I will try to do that, but so all I do is type it on like a Word document?
No, what I was suggesting, I'm sorry for my confusion, not communicated properly. I'm showing you this is one way to do it, and this is not the way I would suggest you do it.
Okay.
Because I don't think that 3D effect you were talking about with the thing zooming in. I mean, it's okay. It doesn't look so great on a phone. I mean, it's not magical. A couple of years ago, wow, now it's what you want is you want different ways to display it. So if Paul said, Kelly, I told you I want the 3D effect, that's what I want. Well, if that's what he wants and that's what he's gonna, this is the way you would do it. That's not what I would suggest. What I was, so I'm gonna hit cancel. And what I was mentioning to you is that what we're going to want to end up doing is we're going to want to create posts, and each post would be individual. And so each testimonial be individual. And I'll do that in a second. And I'm going to slightly in reverse order just to show you, okay, you had the one option to do the 3D effect as images. But when we play with posts, you can display your posts lots of different ways on different pages. And so and this, I'm glad, probably for you, you're sharp. This makes sense. I'm going to go through some of the basics if you don't mind. And if it's repetition, like we talked about before, that's okay.
No, this is great.
Okay. So what ends up happening here is that we're on this testimonial page. And if you wanted to, now this is what I would suggest you think about doing, I was mentioning before, is that you can display your post different ways. And so here's an example. Here you could drop in a post slider. And so what this would end up doing, this is hopefully going to drop into a new row if I moved it properly. Yep. And so you can see now here in a second, these are the posts that you've already created. You can see coming soon. So, and the content for these posts are just any post. And so you created these posts. I don't know when you created them. I think this is when I imported it maybe, but you created these at different times. And so what I'm showing to you is we're still on the testimonial page. And one way, can I keep talking? Do you have a quick question?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so one way you can display these posts is to drop in a post slider, and so that's how they're showing. Well, you not only could do that, I'm going to hit done. Let's just say, Mark, I like the slider, but I don't like it that full width. That's so large. And so I would say, Kelly, I agree with you. So let me just hit publish. I should have hit publish and continue. I clicked too quickly. So this is publishing. And then I'm gonna have to open up the builder again here in a second. So this is still publishing the gallery there. The slider, I said gallery. I should have said slider. So this I should have clicked publish and continue, but here we are now. And I need to open up the page again so I can edit it. So I'm clicking on the builder so I can edit the page again. So, but this is how it's starting to look. This isn't how you want it, but I'm showing you this is how it's starting to look. So the page is still, it's taking a minute to load. And so again, to repeat, you say, Mark, I like the slider, but I only want it on half the page. That's too big of a post. And so once it's finished loading, and then I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that within 90 seconds, but I'll just show you real quick here. So the page is almost unloading. Got to play that Jeopardy music or whatever that music is, the ding, ding, ding. So here I am here. And so you like it, but you wanted only half the page. So if I click on rows, I would drop in, hello, come on. Try that again. I'm going to drop in 2 columns right here. And then I would drag and drop this here. And then I would delete this row because it's a full width row. I don't need that. And then what you might end up doing as an example is, you could drag and drop the text editor box, which again, you're not going to do this, but I'm showing you how, and then you could have one, words here or something else here. That's up to you. But this right now would be a testimonial. And we went from a testimonial on the homepage from a full width to a testimonial, a post, which would be a testimonial on a half of a page. But again, none of that is what you want to do. So I'm going to hit discard. We're going to get rid of that. I believe it'll delete that row, some of it. Let me drag this back. Well, I'm going to get rid of this because we don't need, oh boy. I miss working at the university with the high-speed internet. You didn't have to wait for anything. Everything was instantaneous. You click on something, it's done. But so this page is almost unloading. And I can see I've got way too many tabs open, so that's probably also part of my issue. But so let me go back and delete that row. So I need to open up the builder. The thing about the post, and Kelly, are you familiar with categories? You know what I'm saying? What I'm talking about? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, and so I should explain to you quickly the difference between a post and a page. Are you familiar with that? Have I explained any of that to you? I don't think I have.
No, I know what a page is. Just,
okay.
But I'm not sure what the post.
And so basically the reason why I'm asking it, and because people can easily get confused that because you could build a whole website with only pages, or you could build a whole website with only posts. And what the thing is that posts can appear on a page different ways, but a page cannot appear on a post. So they're not interchangeable. And the other thing is that a page tends to be more stationary, like the menu items, like typically go to a page. but then on the page itself, you can put a post or many different kinds of posts to make posts appear different ways. But for many people, when they're looking at it, it's a web page. Well, it is a web page, but it's probably a post. And so let me just, and I know I'm bouncing around a little bit here, but I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think you're going to go with the slider. I doubt it. You might, but for now, I'm going to delete it. But what I want to do is go back to you and show you again here when I'm searching for different ways to display posts is I could do a carousel, which would show maybe like 4 or 5, and they rotate one at a time, every 3 seconds or 5 seconds. You can set the timer so that it would rotate. So on your kitchen's gallery, and that's like one of the things you can think about for now or 6 months or a year from now, is these galleries right now show up as I'm trying to like a masonry type of thing
Right.
or a grid, but you would have options to do it different ways. But getting back to the testimonials, I'll try to stay focused and wrap this up, is you can display the post after we create them, and they can appear many different ways. And this is an example here. You can see the little icon, they're kind of masonry. Or you can go down here, and these are kind of fancy. I haven't even used these. You can try them out if you like them sometime or whatever the case may be. And so anyway, and even like for your photo website, which we can talk about it another time, is that you may want to display your photos different ways. Again, this is for posts. Posts are not photos, but they can be similar sometimes or interchange. But so you can decide, like if you want to have your post timeline, I'll just drag this in real quick. But there's other ways to display them, and then we'll go to creating a post. But like
Okay.
this timeline here will appear in a second. So it kind of goes down the page, and this is your timeline of when you actually maybe created them or I transferred it over. Can you see what's happening
Okay.
there?
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
and again, I doubt you're going to do that. But what I want to show
Yeah.
you is that I was starting to explain to you about categories and pages. So you understand the difference between a page being stationary, but a category you can do more different things with and with them. And an example would be is that you can add a category. And so the when you create a post, let's say in the future, if you create a post and it has to do with bathrooms, and then you create another post and it has to do with kitchens, and then you create another post and it's the living spaces. Well, you can make those posts appear different on different pages or different sections of pages or whatever. Another example would be by month, because all of these will be time stamped. And so you could, display all the posts that you did in the last month or on sale. If you had a sale, you could create 5 posts that were, different pictures or information about things that are on sale or specials. So let me just hit done. I'm going to delete this. And do you have a question on any stuff I kind of went over there, Kelly?
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Probably was not the smoothest explanation, but you're able to follow along because you're smart and you're used to my jumping around. So thank you.
It's all good.
So let's get back to actually creating posts. So I was editing this page, but we're actually not ready to edit the pages yet at this time. I'm going to hit done and get out of that. I'll just hit discard because we really didn't do anything. And so you said before when you've created posts, you were not really aware you were creating them, or you knew you were doing that, or
Well, I knew I was gonna like post a blog. You know what I mean?
okay,
So I have
yes.
blog posts. Is
And
what,
that's a great
yeah.
example also of the difference. The page would be the blog, and then what appears on the page are the posts.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, and the reason why, okay, so you knew you were creating posts for the blog.
Yes.
So, and again,
Yeah.
the only reason I'm being specific is so that you and I are using common terminology, but this is also in the website what the terminology is. So if you're checking under pages, that's not going to make any sense because it's not under pages, it's
Okay.
under posts.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
okay. So I must have actually accidentally clicked here. So let me go back. I actually wanted to look at your post real quick here.
I wanted to ask you too, what again was the name of the tabs? I call them tabs up on top. What is the name of that?
You were okay with that. It's a navigation menu or navigation bar
Okay.
or the primary menu. The difference with tabs, and again, this is minor, but I'll just explain to you because you're smart and you understand this stuff. The tabs is an effect, like you think about a file cabinet. If you open up a file drawer, it has tabs on it, and then you can kind of look through the Rolodex or whatever the case may be. Well, with the widgets, you can create tabs so that the row looks like there's tabs. And so the person would click on the tab and it would, have that type of effect. You started to do frequently asked questions. I saw that,
Mhm.
correct? Do you
Yeah.
remember doing those? And those,
Yeah.
I think that was like what they call an accordion effect, which is different
Okay.
than a tab effect. And so you can make your pages look different with different effects. And so that's why I don't know if I told you tab, menu, whatever, but that's the minor difference. I knew what you were talking about, but if you had a different website, you said the tabs, and we changed something different. It's because when you said tabs, you didn't say the menu.
Uh-huh.
So anyway,
Okay.
so where we're at here, Kelly, is that what I wanted to do, and hopefully I'll click properly here, is we're going to view all posts for now. We're just going to
Okay.
take a quick look. And you've probably done this before, right? Clicking on this to see your posts.
No, I have not.
Okay, well, we're about to do that, and it's nothing super exciting, but it'll make sense to you once this page ends up loading. So you can see here now, these are all the posts that are in your website currently. And it looks like if you look over in the top left, it looks like there's 20 different posts. It looks like
Yeah.
three of them are what I did. We've got 19 published, one draft. Normally you don't need to look up here. I'm just showing you this is, for your FYI and if you were curious. And then you could
Yeah.
do like you could delete stuff or move them all to trash and do some other types of things with them by clicking one or more of these. Now, what I want to show you is that, again, the difference between pages and posts, like you were saying, you created the blog post. Well, you can add categories to the different posts, and you also can add tags. And tags would just be a little bit more information related to the category. So let's say you took a picture of if you were a clothing store and you had clothes, well, then the category might be shirts, t-shirts, short sleeve shirts. And then the tags might be blue, red, yellow, and green, collar, no
Yeah.
collar, that type of stuff. And the reason why I mentioned this to you is number one is it's good for search engine optimization. Number two is
Mhm.
also if people are searching for things. It's also for you if you want to display stuff. Again, if you're thinking about your photography website and you have wedding photos versus pet photos versus business photos, you could have different categories. Then the tags might be male, female, outdoor, indoor, whatever you wanted to do. And so that it's for organization, but also for searching and also for clients. So
Okay.
any questions so far on any of that?
Nope, that I understand because I've done
Okay.
that in the
Yep.
post. That
Yep.
helped.
Okay.
Yep.
So then getting back to what you'd end up doing is creating categories. And I don't
Mhm.
know, let's double check. Oh, you can edit it from here. So let's edit. So you can see well, this wasn't a good one. I should have picked something different. Let me go back, see if I can catch Bill Porter's. Sorry, Kelly, I clicked and next time I will make sure I've got all these windows closed so I don't have so many things open, but it'll take me longer to start closing these out, I think, but let's just see here. Well, and I'm trying to think if there was other things while we're waiting for this page to load. I'm gonna hit cancel the page. Are there other questions that you have right there that I can answer verbally without showing you?
Let's see. We just need to change I'm just trying to think. I know we need to change the ship wheel to just Captain's Cabinetry logo. So
Okay,
that's
Sure,
what
that
we'll do
makes,
later
yep, well, that makes perfect sense, and we'll do that, and I'm just trying to close some of these things out here.
on. You're good.
See, I had way too many things open.
That will help.
Hopefully,
Hopefully.
we'll see.
You just never know.
And I'm gonna go back one more time here on this thing here. What I was mentioning to you is that when you create your post, you probably want to think about adding categories. And so the category would be all like testimonials. I'm just gonna close that whole page. I don't know what's happened there. Let me bring this back up. So,
Okay.
so when you create your post, you'd end up adding the category called testimonials. And then you could further then add different categories, being testimonials, I don't know that you'd want to do this, but you could separate them further by kitchen, bathroom, etc. Or you could add tags on by the year, the date, or those type of things. But probably for the most part, just one category being testimonial will end up working. And
Yeah.
so
So would I create, so would each testimonial be a post?
that's exactly correct. If you want to get that effect, that is exactly correct. And then that would give you the option to display the post different ways. So,
Okay.
and they'd only appear on certain pages. Like on your blog that you're eventually going to end up resetting up, is right now it would go with you. Right now, I think it's set for all posts. And so on your blog, there's all of them. But if you wanted to, you could make your blog post being only, whatever you wanted it to be, maybe not testimonials. So you'd have to then add the category. Blog post right now, I think it's called uncategorized. And so you'd want to go through and then add a category being blog. And then we'd set the blog page to display the blog post. And then on the testimonial page, we would set it to display the testimonial post. Does that make
I
sense?
guess pretty intense, doesn't it?
Well, it's very powerful. It's dynamic. It's very, very, it's powerful what you can do.
Now, is
So,
there any way to see an example of what it is going to look like? So you can decide which one is best and which one you like better versus, setting it up, putting it all in and then saying, oh, I don't like that.
well, what you'd end up wanting to do is that, okay, so what I was showing you is that,
Just keep going.
okay, I'll try to get back to that question and then
Yep.
maybe it may answer while it shakes out here. So what I did is I opened up the post called Bill Porter's Mansion. And obviously you created this sometime back, right?
I did not. You did. It said it was created by you.
Boy, okay. I don't know who Bill Porter is. Did you guys have a client called Bill Porter? I have no idea why that would end up showing up in the site there. So
I
I
have no
thought I was
idea.
going to one of yours, and obviously I did not. So I do see I typed these letters in because I'll just kind of tap my fingers. I do know those end up coming out. So let me.
I think you were showing me something.
Yeah, I
I
just don't
remember.
know. I don't know where that Bill Porter's mansion came from. That's what's confusing. So what I want to then show you is that again, let's go to one of the posts you created. So how about this? The real value of Cambria replacement. Is that okay?
Okay.
And one of the things I remember that it was in an email you were asking, unrelated to the post, about changing the headings or the size of some of the font on, I think it was the Cambria page. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
the Cambria and which other one was it?
No,
Galleries.
okay, and so since I'm loading this page, you can check that on your computer, but I think on the galleries, I think I fixed it. But on the Cambria one, that is a code script hyper. It was stuff that came from them, and so we don't have access to edit
Cambria.
any of
Okay.
theirs. Whatever they fed us, it drops in, and
Okay.
it's their code, it's their script. So they could change it, but I cannot.
Yeah.
So, you can see here, let me
Okay.
move it over. So we finally
That's
opened.
good.
This is one of the ones that you end up opening. You use the classic editor to create this. And I may come up with a better suggestion for you for when you're creating your post, that type of stuff, but this is what it looks like that you use.
Mhm.
And it's a standard post, the authors here, categories. So it looks like, again, whether you did it or I did it, doesn't matter, because I don't know about this one. But right now it's listed under two different categories, products and specials. And then it's not even
Yeah.
on categories. So what you'd end up doing is you'd create a new category, and let's just call it testimonials. And then you're not going to add a parent category or anything like that. And then we're not going to add a new category. We've got the new one here. And then you could end up adding a tag if you wanted to. Featured image, you probably do want to start using these. And the reason, and it looks like it already dropped it in there. So you've already been doing this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I won't bother going over all that again, other than to say it looks like you've done it correctly, the excerpts and discussion.
What would an excerpt, what would that be? What is
Okay,
that?
yeah, if you have text under a post, which you usually do, and an example would be, since we're talking about testimonials, you're probably not going to have a featured image for your testimonial unless the people allow you to do their photo. If they did, that's
Yeah.
great. If not, you would not use that. But the excerpt would be the amount of text that characters from the text. So it might be, you're talking about the wine spills or how long does the countertop last? The featured picture would be here, and then below it would be the words from the post, a certain number of words that would appear. So
Okay.
probably for testimonials, you're probably not going to be using those. I mean, I doubt it. I don't think you would be. And then I
No,
don't think you want to be allowing comments almost ever. So,
no.
and the pingbacks and tracks, I don't know that necessarily matters. It has to do, for right now, we'll leave that. I think it has to do if you're connecting that it will let the server know that something new has been added to the site. For right now, we'll leave it. I may say later change it, but for right now, let's leave that. But I think allowing the comments you want to delete, I don't think you want to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and update.
Do you want to take the excerpt off?
I do if I had thought about it, and so let's see if it's still on there. Right. We'll try that update again. And we added the category called testimonials here,
Yeah.
and I probably did not hit enter, so let's double check that. So it was typed here, but I never hit enter. I hit
No, it's
save.
there.
Yeah, but I saved it, but I never hit enter. So now it's here.
Oh,
And I'm going to delete,
gotcha.
I'm going to take this off of here again, just for our example purpose. And now I'm going to update it. So we've created a post that's got a category called testimonials. And
Okay.
so I believe the page updated. And so let me just click there one more time. And now we're going to go to the testimonial page. Let me go here. Probably was a different way to get there, but we'll get there quickly this way. And what we're going to do on the testimonial page is we're going to display a widget. For right now, we'll just drop it in with the one widget as a slider. But as I showed you before, you can drop in any of those widgets, and all I'm going to do is show you how we're going to separate it so that you don't have all those appearing. And so the one that we used was right here, the real value, and you can see under categories, it's under testimony. So let's go to the page that's called testimonials. And one of the questions you asked about a scroll up button, did you notice what I added?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to look at that. So,
If you're on your phone, or do you have your phone there by chance?
yep. Yeah.
Since I'm taking over your screen, why don't you go ahead and check it and then start to scroll down, and I'll wait for you to do that, and then I'll do this next step.
I really like, you did a great job on getting the pictures on top of the words, like what
That
we
was,
talked about.
you threw me, yeah, it was a challenge. And I doubt that you're interested with this, but I'll just tell you what it was is you had to use negative margins. And so that stuff would move differently on the page. So a longer thing, you threw me for a loop. I really had to think about that one before I figured that one out. So anyway,
You did a good job.
well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for the challenge.
And I see the arrow.
The
Nice.
arrow on the left side, and it only appears if you, I know you looked away, it only is visible for 4 seconds, so it doesn't block somebody's view for, hey, I want to see, I can't read the word, whatever, after four
Yep.
seconds, it disappears. And then did you notice
Nice.
do you have the click to call button? Do you see that on your phone?
Yes, I did. Nice.
Okay, good. Well, hopefully that'll work out. So, because really
Yep.
the goal for when they go to your website, you probably want them to call and to
Right.
come in, so that's a quick and easy way to do that. So I'm glad you like to click the call button. So,
Yep. You did nice.
well,
You
thank
did
you.
a good job, I should say.
Thank you. Well, so where we're at here then, Kelly, is we're back. I'm gonna move this over so I can see my screen. So we're back on this testimonial page, and what I want to do is I want to drop in a post. And so again, I just want to take a look to see what the examples might be. And again, we showed you some of these. You can play around, and if you like one better than the other, you can do that. What we said we'd go ahead and do is use the post slider for now. So I'm dropping it into a new row. I'm not dropping it into the same column. I'm not dropping it into the same row. I'm creating myself a new row.
Okay.
Sometimes you may want to do otherwise, but it's important that you don't just randomly drop and think, now it's what's wrong with my formatting. I wanted to do something. I can't do it. It's because it's not in the right place. So
Right.
which will vary. So here we are here. So we've got this. But what I want to show you is that this again is going to show, look at all these buttons. And that means we're going to show all of your posts. And we said this is only the testimonials. So what we want to do is end up doing, you could do ordering different ways, new to old or by date. But let's do a query here. Exclude custom posts. No, let me double check. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to match these posts. And we're going to match them here by category. And so here's the category here. And wait 1 second. I was expecting the testimonials to drop down here. So match these categories. There we go. That was very slow, Kelly. That was very slow. Should not be that way. So this should have, I think I should have showed up beforehand. Let me just get rid of this. Categories, match these categories. I'm surprised you have to start to do that, but we'll end up typing it in. Now it loads. Click here. And then this will filter this out. And this is the one that's here. You see this?
Yep.
So the only one that's going to appear is the ones that are in the category called testimonials. And you could further separate stuff out that you don't need to do. Now, I don't like these buttons. Maybe you do, Paul does, whatever you want to do, but you can style this to look different ways. So if you go to style, you can position right now. This is on the left side is the post. Let me do this on the right. You see how that switched that up?
Mm-hmm.
And then the text width is 50%, but you can change the amount of width. The padding is the amount of space that goes around it. The background gradient, you can add a background to this if you wanted to. The post title is here. We can change the size of this, or you can do that here with a tag or there's other ways to do that as well. And then let me think, sorry about that. Let me explain, see if there's something else. Like this whole thing about and I'm dealing with another client, he's a mass spectrometry guy. And I don't know that you want your name and the date here because they're all by you. And I don't know that the date is relevant. Do you agree?
I'm trying to think of the date, like when Paul got his award and stuff like that.
I think
some of it,
yeah.
Some of it yes, some of it no.
Okay, what I would say is that like Paul's award, I think you put it in the text of the post, 2020 award, etc. But this
Okay.
is for the post itself. And you can see I must have updated this on August 23rd. I don't think you did that. Maybe. No, I think, I don't know, maybe you did it. I don't know. But somehow it's not there.
I probably did it then.
Okay. But there's
That's
other
when I wrote it.
Okay, so there's other ones. I don't know that the data is really as important because when the clients are looking at it, that's not really important. And who's it by?
I
They're all
agree.
by you guys. So you want to get rid of that. So what we started to look at here was I was starting to show you about styling the post. And so again, this depends on how much time you want to spend on this and et cetera. But it's good for you to know this information that you can change how your posts display. Too much talking, Kelly. Gotta get some water there.
You're good. You're good.
So you can change how your posts display, either one column, two columns, three columns, and then left, right, all those type of things. Now the content factor here, and then we'll get to the layouts, is give me 1 second. Okay, so I was starting to go in the wrong place. I was looking for content, and this factors into what content will display in this post. But what I should have been looking for is the layout. So the author right now is showing. So you click here, and then let's hide the author. Should disappear here in a second. There we go. Why did you do that? Hide. I may need to say hit save, but oh, I know why.
Oh,
You see what I did?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's good. The students catching the teacher. So here it is here, and hide that. Maybe it'll disappear this time. You're probably already looking down. Here's date. You can see it disappeared here. Get rid of the show. That'll be gone. Looks much cleaner already.
Yeah.
And the comments, we're not going to show comments. And post content, show more link. This is the more link. You see this here?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's not.
Actually,
This would be if you end up showing, it would say click here to read more, whatever. But I think basically, I don't think you're going to want to be doing like you see, read more. We could format that so it's white and stuff, but you're not. I don't think you're going to be doing that on these because you want to show the whole testimonial on
Okay.
the
Yeah.
testimonial page. So the content it shows. Now, how do we change the amount of stuff that shows here? Because we want the whole thing to display. So let me just check something.
There's some that are quite long, but
Oh,
there's some that
well,
are.
so you just, so maybe you don't want them. That's up to you. Do you,
I guess continue what you're doing,
okay,
and then I can always, if there's one, I can
you
adjust it
can-
as needed.
exactly, and decide to show it or not show, however you want. The show
Yeah.
dots, so obviously, some people like the dots, some don't. You could use arrows, on the side, what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
Yep, I do.
I'm gonna hit no for right now here. Arrows, I tend to be a little bit more popular, but it's whatever personal preference. Here's a
Yeah, it doesn't.
transition speed, number of posts you'd end up rotating. Let's look through
Now
this.
the transition, when it's transitioning and someone wants to read this one,
Uh,
will it stop it if they click on it so they can read it?
Yes, if they click to read it, it will, to click on it, it should stop. And
Okay.
then if not, it would rotate every 1 second or 4 seconds. And usually I
Okay.
would say 4.5 is a common, thing, but you can check it. A longer one, you want people to read without feeling rushed. You don't want to go too quickly because people get dizzy, so
Exactly.
you want to give them, but then you don't want to, because people usually only spend limited time on a page, and sometimes it's less than a second or 2 seconds. So if you have moving objects or sliders or things that rotate based on their connection, they may not see any of the changes, or it may not be what you thought that they were going to see. So there's good and bad, there's advantages, disadvantages to use it. They have to go slower, they need a good connection, they need to stay on the page longer. But
Right.
let me just double check two other things here. Font, styling, spacing. So you really, you can format all of this down to, fine detail how it all looks. And then you could do all post except testimonials. And like that would be an example on your
And
blog
that would
post.
be the blog post,
But
yeah,
but I think you're better off labeling, doing a category called blog, and that way you're kind of keeping it simple for yourself. Your blog posts are labeled blog, your testimonials are testimonials. If you have kitchen ones, you only want to appear, because you could have these posts appear on like I mentioned, like with the galleries, and we'll go there in a second. You could have you could create posts for kitchens that could appear at the bottom that are only kitchen related posts, whatever you end up doing. And then,
okay.
let me give me 1 second. Most of these, you would not be changing this stuff. So how about any questions on the stuff I just kind of went over? I don't know if it was quickly, but the stuff I went over.
No, I think that, so I'm just summing this part up. So basically I would,
Create a new post for
create,
each one of these testimonials. So you create
yeah,
this, like if this one's from, the people's names aren't there. However you wanted to name it, this is Debbie testimonial. So then
okay,
you'd create a new post. You'd create, and you know how to create the post. I kind of did that already, but,
yeah.
uh, and then you name
So,
it, but the main thing is you put it in a category called testimonials.
okay. So
And
this we don't want to save then, right?
we don't, I don't, it's up to you. I mean, it's just they delete it. You could add it later, whatever you want to do. You want me to remove it?
Well, I was just trying to think of, well, yeah, because if you go to post it, well, this is not show, no, this is showing, so
It is
let's
showing.
delete it.
I'm gonna go ahead
Yeah,
and
let's
remove it.
delete it.
Yep. So now we're back to the page here. This is supposed to be integrated in the website. So
But you don't have the names here.
yeah,
That's why I'm just saying,
did I remove the names or?
yep, you must have. So I'm just saying, if you go and just say, don't save, then it'll be fine.
Okay, probably so, and sure. But these words
Right?
here, you don't want these words here, do you? These testimonials can be integrated into the website.
No,
Yeah, right?
right.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I don't know
delete
what
this.
that,
I think I put that there to show you that the testimonials can be integrated into the website. So I think I did that. I don't know weeks ago. I'm not sure when I did that. Whenever you asked me the question and I was showing, that was my answer
gotcha.
back to you. So I was showing you. So I don't know why I
Okay.
want to remove the names on this. That's really strange. I did that, but so now I'm gonna hit done and then I'm gonna publish that. Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So this is a testimonial. Okay.
This is the
That was
testimony.
what,
Yep.
all right. So I need to work on that. Um, Now, do you think we basically have testimonials showing up twice? On the About Us page, at the bottom is testimonials, and then there's also testimonials page. Should we just have it in one spot?
Yes, yes, I would say so. I would,
I don't think we needed it, but if you look, the About, if you go to the About
okay, give me one.
and scroll down, we have all the names and stuff, and you did it really nice how you did it.
Okay. Kelly, this is so long ago. Give me 1 second.
Yep, you're good. Boy, it is slow, isn't it? See how nice you have it now?
Okay. Okay. So, so the question is, I don't know that you need, I would have, maybe we just wasted a half hour. I don't know how much time we spent on this, but, I don't know that, I mean, to me, this is clean, simple, it's easy to read.
Yeah,
And I don't think you need me personally, I don't think you need a testimonial page. But if
okay,
you want a testimonial page, then you can make the page look any way that you want. But I
okay,
think you have it here. And obviously I did the formatting for you, sometime back. And I just made it a text box. And is this all of them or did you have more?
I believe that's all of them.
So again, it's up to whatever Paul wants, whatever you want. To me, I
I'll,
would just,
I'll,
I would just run with this, but if you guys want to get,
Okay,
the issue was the 3D slider. That's why we went back to this whole topic. You had said
right.
you wanted the 3D slider, and so then I said, we can't do the 3D slider. So that's why we got back to the whole thing. So if you want the
Yeah.
effect, you can do the effect. If you don't want the effect, you've got this here. So
So if I put,
yeah.
do you think that testimonials should be separate onto that, onto there? Or should
No,
I just have it at the bottom of about us?
I would just do the that's me personally, but Paul, whatever you want. To me, this serves I think it's great if you put a label, like right now, it doesn't say testimonials here.
Okay, so put a
And
label
then,
there.
and if people are reading about you, I mean, it makes good sense that it's there.
Okay,
You've got good
okay,
text here. This is good text, good photos. This is fine. This is great. Yeah. I don't know
okay.
that, so this is what I would say. I think it looks great. It could be cleaned up a little bit with spacing, but it all
Yeah,
looks good. What I would say, I don't know that people would, they're looking for a product. Your name, you guys have a great reputation, that type of stuff. I don't know that this will be a key thing that they would click on. Whereas if they're reading about you, this makes sense. They got some great testimonials,
okay,
because they're
all
learning
right,
about you anyway.
okay,
So if you wanted to remove this menu item from the navigation bar, you could do it again, like with anything, you can usually get there more than one way.
okay,
You could do customize. I don't usually go that way. I usually go here and then let's look at the menus.
okay,
I did not, that was quite some time ago we had created that, Kelly. So here we are here, and I mean, you've seen this before for the menus,
yep,
and you were asking, I think one time we moved a bunch. I think you had an issue with some of these
yeah,
other, you got a little
yep,
lost there, yeah, but so this is where
I
we're
did,
at now. What you may have done was you went through customize to get, it looks slightly different. This is the layout. I like the way it looks. To me, it's a little easier and cleaner.
yeah,
So,
I didn't go here, so
okay,
this makes sense.
okay. And so I understand why you would have got a little confused because it looks differently. So it's the same function, it just looks different. So here we are here, and so here you are, testimonials. I could move it around, put it under a different part of the menu,
Okay,
but we're not going to do that. We don't make it its own item off by itself
right, yeah,
by dropping it here, but we're just going to delete it. So here I said delete. We're not deleting the page. We're going to remove it from the menu.
right,
And
okay,
similar to the same word as delete, remove, but you're removing it from the menu, but you're not deleting the page.
yeah,
And then we're here and you just end up clicking save menu.
okay,
And you could have more than one menu, like you can add, create new menus, footer menu, etc. So this page is almost
okay,
done loading.
okay.
And I'm ready for your next question after this loads here, or while it loads.
Okay, you did this one, can we, I guess I did that one, okay, you mentioned something, well, need to change the ship wheel,
Okay, and we'll do that. And you do that through the customizer.
okay,
So here we are now, we've deleted from the navigation bar, the
yeah,
testimonials. You still got a little bit of drop downs here popping up, but you're fine. So
yeah,
you were asking about, and they call it a favicon, like favorite icon. So it's a
oh, gotcha,
favicon. I believe that's
okay,
what it's, so I'm 99% sure, it may say something slightly different, but that's how I've always sort of heard it referred to, and I believe that's what it'll show. So we're loading up the customizer, which is where you got probably lost with the menu situation.
yeah. Yeah, I never went, I don't know how I did it, honestly,
That's okay. So let's look at the site identity, I believe is where it's going to be at. Here we are here. You see right here?
okay,
They're
yeah,
saying they're saying site icon. So I said favicon, but whatever, it works here. Site icon. And so we're going to remove this and select the size. I could have just clicked change icon, but whatever.
yeah, And then just the simple captain's cabinetry without the specialist. Yeah,
And I think we want a little bit larger because you see this has the border around it. You see that?
yeah, yeah.
It's up tighter. And I'm gonna hit select. There's maybe a slight issue because of the shape of it. It's a square icon that we're looking, what is used, you can see up here on any of them. So let me go back to the one that's smaller. This, you may want to
Okay.
think about doing something slightly different. Let me go here to slide icon. Oop, select icon. This is farther away and we may be able to do a square on it. I'm not sure. Let's check. Yep. So this,
Yep,
let me
that's
hit crop. I'm not gonna, let's crop. Let's see. See, the problem, Kelly, I don't know if you can see it, changed it up. Are you able to see the very top? The favorite?
Yeah, very tiny.
Yeah. And so and that's why I use that cabinets wheel now. Again, it's up to whatever. I think Paul probably might want to weigh in on this one here. You could do
Yeah.
like an airplane, since he's a captain, which I did not think of or realize. But what you end up wanting to do is you can see these other ones are larger, simple. Here's
Mhm.
Google, here's GoDaddy, Facebook,
Yeah,
MSN. So you're going to want something large and simple.
okay. So how would I get to different, like, let's say he wants an airplane. How would I,
You'd upload the image. So you'd upload here and then, because it's just your media library, it's an image in your media library. And
okay, so I'd
so
have to
you,
get
you,
it,
you'd get an image of an airplane. If you needed help with an image of an airplane, if that's what he wants, the company, I can get it for you if you wanted it. This is Deposit Photos. And
okay,
these are royalty free. So I buy
okay,
them, in bulk. And so,
okay.
you
I
know,
could ask him, so I don't want you to use one of
oh no, I mean,
your
I
things.
have them. I mean, it cost me almost nothing because I buy in bulk. So
Okay,
this is if you want. He may have a favorite photo. I don't know what he wants, but you can see like some of these would work better than others. This would look,
right,
okay. This might look okay because if you look at Facebook, if this would square down, okay. But you can see kind of, if you look up the favicon, some of these would not be good. There's not enough
right,
contrast.
right,
But so in answer to your question, if you wanted to go to deposit photo and then just search, uh, and either you can let me know, like, let's say you
okay,
like, as an example, let's say Paul likes this one. You'd click on the
okay,
image. This is one way to do this. So the image ends up, let me click here, close, come. And it has a item, usually an item number with it. Let's see what. All these things had an item number with it. So I'm looking here. I don't know if you see an item number on there somewhere.
I don't,
I don't either. So file info, here we go here. Here's a stock image number right here. You see that?
okay, yeah,
But again, because you're only using like one, that this would be the better way for you to do it. I have an account. I could send you a username and password, and you could log
okay,
in. Then you would just hit save. But for our purposes here, I think if you're okay doing this, or if he has a favorite photo. What you don't want to do is steal a photo off the internet. Just take a photo
right,
of the web page because they're able to track images many different ways. So. But these are all
yeah,
would be royalty free. We have a license for them.
okay, all
And
right,
so, yeah, so, and whatever, or took a screenshot, like, let's say to make it simple for you, if you did a screenshot, Mark, he really likes this one, I could go through and try to
okay,
fix it also. So whatever is easiest for you, Kelly.
that, yeah, that sounds, it
And
doesn't,
then you would
that sounds good,
just upload it to your media library like you
yeah,
normally do, right?
yeah,
And then you would just add it over here to change image.
yeah,
So for right
okay,
now, I'll leave this here, but obviously it's too dark and not what you want.
right,
And then your site logo, I think we would have already set this. Let's double check this here. You're not really displaying. This is not a logo. I know you're calling this a logo. It is a logo for your purposes, but for the website, this is not the logo itself. It's an image that's in the header in the left-hand
right,
side. So,
okay,
and again, to select the logo, we can do that. I don't think it'll display anywhere. So let me just double check what I'm saying. Let's crop this. Yeah, let's see. Let's move this. But to the best of my knowledge, and I could be wrong on this, I don't think it will display anywhere. It's there. And the
it
reason
just knows,
we don't have it set to display, we have it displayed as an image, not as a logo. So
okay,
it's a minor difference. It doesn't really, it's kind of transparent in that there's no difference. So
okay.
how about another question?
You mentioned, you said you may, or you, okay, sorry. May want to add a hyperlink column or even an entire row at the bottom of every page. At the bottom of some of the pages,
Yep.
that has the Google review graphic.
Yes. And did I send you the link for the Google reviews? Are you managing the Google reviews, Kelly?
Yes,
Okay. And so do you know how to get the link for the Google reviews?
no.
Okay. Chapter.
Now the Google reviews, I've actually copied and put them in. That's what it's that's what some of the reviews are from.
Okay.
But maybe I don't need to do that. So,
Well, I would have to double check. There may be a plugin. I would have to double check it that would pull in the reviews. I think for right now, since we've
okay,
already got your testimonials there, they're done. So you really don't need to do anything else. So there's probably not,
right,
it's up to you if you want to pull more off. So for the store being a business, you definitely want your numbers up higher, because it helps you. It'll definitely help you.
yeah.
And the way you get these up is that you go over here. Let's get more. Give me 1 second. Document view.
I know we just added 3 in the last week,
That's one. Well, that's great. And so because really,
2
yeah,
weeks ago.
what you want to be doing is getting reviews on a regular basis, not just from your current clients, but even from your former clients.
Yeah,
And you have the right to fill out a review on the business. Paul has the right to fill out a review on the business. Each of you can fill out reviews. But you go right here, it says get more reviews. Do you see this right here, Kelly?
yep,
So when you click this, it'll give you an option to get the links. And so what you may want to think about doing as a thought is do you have a signature line? Did we talk about that on your emails?
you mentioned that.
Okay, and I don't think you have a
Yep,
signature line?
I don't.
Okay.
I
And
kind of added one because you mentioned it, but I'm sure I'm not doing it the
oh,
way it
you
needs to
probably,
be.
yeah, my
So,
guess is you did it correctly. I'll double check. But
okay,
essentially, you may want to think about, or Paul thinking about on the bottom, like especially like when you either send out invoices or quotes, well, whatever you want. You could have it automatically built into the signature, or you could add it. But like this
okay,
here, this is the review link. And so you could display this link on Facebook, and then it gives you a slightly different it's just going to take me to my page, so I'm not going to go there right now. So if you click here, you could add the link to your Facebook page if you logged into your Facebook page. Here it's your email. I'm going to click on here to grab the link so you can see it's been copied. So then I'm going to just
okay,
close this. And then here, let me see here. I want to get to, I'm going to close this for now. Hit save. So I want to go to the footer area of the page. And under templates, footer Kelly, is that what we're dealing with, Kelly?
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
Looks like I did a bad job naming some of these. When we took apart the site, I named them in case we wanted to reuse some of the stuff. But
we'll clean it up.
yeah, eventually. I mean, if we do, we do.
We
As
were
long as
we
we
were
know where
learning.
yeah, as long as we know what we're looking for here. So this will open up the footer area. this is nothing new for you, it's more of a refresher. But when we open
Right.
up the footer area, we're just gonna add in a row. And what I would encourage you to think about doing is adding a row, probably with one or two columns. So here it's finally opened up. You saw what I did here? Did you notice that the map will show up here in a second?
Yep.
Were you okay
Yep.
with
I
all
did
that?
notice that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, if you want to change it, you can change it. Font's a little bit large here. It's not a big deal. You know, you could change that a little bit if you wanted. So we're here at the footer area, and all you'd end up
Okay.
doing is dropping in a row, and then drop in. For now, let's just do one column, but you may want to do two. We could drop in an image down at the bottom as well, like someone giving a review. I can give you, upload a photo for you to do that. Trying to get to the bottom if I can. So let's go here. So I'm dropping in a new row. So here's the new row. And then what I'm just going to do is drop in a text box. I could drop in a HTML, what other stuff, but for simplification, I'm just going to drop in a text box into this row, which is right here. And then this is the text box here. So what you end up doing, please, hold on. You're going to want to change that. I'm just showing you one way to do it. There's
Yep.
many
Yep.
ways to do it. You could have put an image down here, but so I'm going to just select all, select the text, and then hyperlink. You've done this before, and then drop in the link right here, and hit enter. And this is now hyperlinked. I put this in the center, and hit save. And then another option would be, again, if you want, I can grab a photo for you that's like a review type situation. You could do two columns as an example, but let's just drop in an image here.
Okay.
Select something from here, select photo. Clearly, that's not what you'd want to do, but and then I'm gonna, okay, so it's here, and then it's the link type. I'm gonna go to a URL. And then scroll down, here's this. I'm gonna paste it. I would do new window, so it opens up in a new window. Hit select. And now this, I'll hit save. So what we've done, I'm going to delete this before we, publish it. But what we did is we put a hyperlink here that's a link to that Google review so they can do a quick review. This is an image that you can hyperlink. What you may want to think about doing is having two columns. One would be a sentence or two sentences saying, please take a moment, or we appreciate your feedback, or, whatever you want to do. And then have an image, which I can, give you some options of someone filling out a review or the word review or click to review, that type of stuff.
Okay.
Does that
So
make
would that
sense?
be something that you have?
Yes. Well, let's just double check something here though. So let me
Okay.
do rows. I just dropped in two columns. I'm going to move this over here just for right now. I'm going to get rid of
Okay.
this other full width one because we're not going to use that. I'm going to drop it an image, so module, photo. Come on. Let's photo. Upload photo, select photo. Oops, there it was. I'm gonna make it so that if they click on the photo, it also is a link. So it's a hyperlink if they click the image, so image link. That makes sense?
Yep.
And then I'm gonna look at this. I think it's, I'm probably gonna want to edit this, but let's select photo. And then it's kind of too square for me, so I would do photo settings. Over here on the left side, I would crop it and do like a landscape. Cropped it a little bit, not, again, you could narrow this down if you wanted to. And then here on this one, you'd want to make this does not look right. I think you want to think about cleaning this up, Kelly. I'm just showing you, what you can think about doing. So this right now is 16-point font. Sorry, wrong button.
Oh, you're good.
Where'd my text go, Kelly?
I don't know, is it white?
I don't know. I didn't mean to do that if I did.
There it is.
So I wanted to make that larger. I was trying to make that like a heading 3, but it obviously did not work there. So let's try this again.
Okay.
A little bit larger, but yeah, you can give this, so you can give this thought, Kelly. I mean, this isn't, and then if you wanted to, make it further here, like clean up the rows, right? You've got 2 columns here. I think we've done this before. You'd end up saying equalize the height. This is one column, this is another column. Equalize heights, I usually put yes. And then right now they're aligned at the top, but I usually align them towards the center. And you'll see that move that down automatically. So it's aligned. So on different size screens, you'd always have this centered.
Okay. Now, is there a way to make the picture smaller type? Like if I fix it, would that bring everything in just a little bit more?
Yeah, you can make the picture smaller different ways. You can make the image right now. When we uploaded this, we uploaded the one size and we didn't really change. So right now this is full size here. Number one, we certainly don't need it that large. I'll close that here. And then I had cropped it some, but I think what you'd end up wanting to do, I mean, we can make it even smaller by cropping it first. Another thing you do, you can just kind of drag and drop this over so you can make it smaller.
There you go.
I'm making the column smaller, so whatever in the column is smaller. But you could change the size of the image, like by cropping it more or by editing it down more, removing some of the padding. So just like with anything, there's more than one way, to kind of do what you're trying to do here. Right now, this has padding all around it, and it's got not just the white. You can see there's white around the keyboard, and then it also has, if you see right here, there's a light gray cream, like off cotton white. Well, that's the padding here. So, or the margin. So, you could end up, as an example, if you watch this space right here, you can see when I go 0, this is going to move over. You see what it just wiped out 20 pixels of space. But anyway, so the point is there's many ways you can do that. I can do it for you, you can do it. You can crop the photo so it shows less of it. We can change the size of the photo, change the size of the column, or use a different image if you wanted to as well. So that's really up to you, Kelly. So right now this was set at, and you can see the numbers here in the middle. We had this set at 50/50. So yeah, I agree with you. That image is quite large at 50.
Yeah.
So do you want to make a decision now, or you want to think about this, talk to Paul, or what do you want to do?
No, if you can just make it smaller, the picture smaller, and then I can go change I'll just put the font as a color of the blue. I think that would look nice.
Okay. And when you say make it smaller, are you saying the image smaller, or you want it cropped? Crop so that like the like this doesn't show, like this, like less shows of it. You understand what I'm asking?
We can crop it so there's a lot of white space right there, but it really, if we can just make the image smaller,
Okay,
however you think would look best.
okay. So let me go here for a second. Go to Style. That blue matches the blue. Is that what you wanted? Or you want this blue?
No, the blue that matches like up there. So if you go to the color presets,
Yep. I'm grabbing the color using my eyedropper here, thinking if it'll let me. There we go here.
it should be under the color presets as well.
Okay.
You taught me how to do all that.
Well, and let me, if I can get there, if it'll let me open, I can see it added this extra space here too. So font here. That work?
Yep.
And then I can see here again, it gets buggy. You see how this extra space is here? If you look here, if you go to text,
Okay.
this shows that it added 2 spaces, that these crazy symbols mean space. And I don't know what the buggy thing is, if it's what's happening, why in the text boxes, it often does that with the crazy spacing. But to clean
Okay.
that up, like when I went here, you can't see it. But when you go here to text, and it's probably because we're doing that. I know when I just answered my own question, because we pasted it, we copied the link from
Oh, yeah.
Google, then we pasted it. So we grabbed the style, the cascading style sheet that came with it, then we pasted it. So that's why it added that space. But now
Okay.
we've just removed that space from the code in the text. So you wanted me to change the size of that image here real fast, so might as well do that real fast, and
Okay.
I'll do that after we hang up. It'll take me a few minutes to do the photo editing, so
Okay.
let me see what other questions you have, Kelly?
We just talked about, you mentioned SEO topics, but we can do that next time as well. Let's see. I think that's it right now. So just the SEO we were talking about, and then
Okay,
eventually we're gonna work on the blog post, which I can try to see if I can work on as well, so.
okay. And I saw that the color did not stick the way I wanted it to, so redoing this here, let's double check. Isn't that strange? You see what I'm trying to do?
Mhm.
You said it wanted to be this blue. That doesn't look like that blue to me. Because it may be kind of a buggy type of issue. I'm gonna go ahead and just back out of this and get back to it.
And then get back in, yeah.
And do you want to change it, or do you want me to change it?
I can change the color, that's no big deal.
Okay. So the SEO stuff, yes, we can do that the next time we meet. What I did want to mention to you is that I think you've been going through and adding the alternative text, the descriptions, and the titles on all the images. Is that correct?
Yes, I did, I should have most of them done, so.
Okay. And then the same thing with the pages. Have you been doing that also so far?
I did probably, I believe I have most of them done, but I'm gonna double check that because we since had switched a lot of it around, so I do need to check that.
Okay. And then what we just did was we were talking about the reviews, the Google reviews. Those are important for search engine optimization. So you'll find as you get more reviews, it should hopefully drive more traffic also to the website. And then
Okay.
Google and Bing knows, hey, you're starting to get more traffic. So therefore we we should rank you higher, and then you'll get more traffic that way, that type of stuff. So,
Okay,
that's,
I do have a question.
Yeah.
How, because every time, like a kitchen is done, then I send a, email saying thank you for, and then I have the go, if you'd like to leave a review, and then I have that.
that's perfect.
Um,
That is perfect.
is there anything else you can think of?
I
That,
think, well, I think by telling people it's also available at the bottom of the page. Because
okay,
at the bottom of every page, or if you want to have it only at the bottom of the home page, that's up to
okay,
you, Paul, or whatever. But essentially it would be, it's always on the page. So if you're talking to somebody and they say, I lost that email, or hey, you bump into a
perfect.
client from last year and you don't have their email address, you can say, thank
Just
you.
say,
Would you take a minute and go to the website and scroll down to the bottom, leave us a review.
perfect, okay.
Other questions?
That's it right now.
Okay, well, I'm gonna take care of that image for you. I'm gonna double check what's happening here, make sure we're getting your analytics correct, and then
Okay.
you want to try to shoot for a week or later this week or next week, or when's good for you, Kelly?
I'm gonna go take pictures of kitchens tomorrow, so I'm gonna have a lot of, so how about next week? And what day looks best for
Probably almost,
you?
almost any day right now will work, Kelly, so I don't know that I have any plans.
Okay, let me just double check. Yeah, it doesn't matter, let
I'm
me
gonna
just check my
stop,
calendar.
I'll stop the recording here in a second here,
Yep,
too, but if I can figure out where to do that, stop recording, here we go.
and I'm just looking to see if there's any date.